Yo, what is up guys, and welcome back to the channel. Rotisserie still kicking in pretty good here. So I got these rubber axle CV boots, and my plan to start off the day is I already made a top mount for where the push rod goes in and out. I got one cup up here, and a rubber boot's gonna sit on top underneath, and I need to make another one for this hole here on the bottom. You know what I mean? So my plan is gonna be to weld on a piece of pipe right here, maybe 2.5 inches. And then this rubber boot's just gonna sit on top, and it's enough play to go in and out as it should when the suspension goes up and down. And it's on like a little bit of a bevel curve here. Yeah, we'll just give it a go and see what we can do here. It just needs to come up about maybe 2 inches off. I gotta do it on the other side as well. But I wanna start off with some pipe first. We'll get something cut up and then see how it goes. All right, so I found some old stainless tube that I had left in the corner when I did my exhaust on my Jeep, and this would be perfect candidate for it. I'm just gonna cut like a little section like this big. Doesn't matter how long it is, but I'm gonna start right there. I'll get this cut with my angle grinder here. I don't really feel like getting the bandsaw out to do this cut, even though my bandsaw doesn't cut the straightest anyways. This is not going to be straight whatsoever, but I want to stick this chunk in the lathe and just give it one. I'm just going to face off one edge. All right, there's my cut. Nothing spectacular. Just get it up in the lathe and straighten this thing out. See, that's pretty good. I just wanted to try to get that sharp burr off it, but kind of like just stayed. I'll just run it on some sandpaper real quick. All right, next with this pipe, I just want to put like a little bevel on the outside, so when I put that boot on, it doesn't want to slide off. Kind of like on intercooler piping, you have that little like bead roller, yeah, I guess. All right, let me get this out. Ah, there. It's in the wrong spot. So I didn't clean up this edge. This edge still has to get cut, and to fit properly on the inside of the wheel well there. So I'm just gonna use a glove to not cut the shit out of my hand. And the key here is just do a couple spins and give this knob a little turn every now and again. You don't want to do it all in one go. You'll just ruin the pipe. It'll kind of cave in on itself. I think that's pretty much it. I don't have to go too crazy with it. Just enough so when I put the zip tie on, it doesn't want to fall off. All right, I think that's pretty good right there. I might as well do the other one too while I'm right here. Need two of them. All right, I think that's pretty good right there. Perfect. All right, basically now I'm just gonna kind of freestyle this, and I'm gonna probably, I don't know, I'm gonna start with some light cuts just so I can make this sit as straight up as possible in the back of that car. I have nothing to really go off of except for just whatever looks good to me. Is that's where it's gonna stay and get welded in. Obviously you don't want too much to the side because that push rod's gonna hit on the inside when it goes up and down. You want to be kind of like in the center, and it should be okay. It should be okay like that. All right, and just like that, we have one of these cup things done. Just gotta get the little burr off right there, and then we'll get this welded in and see what it looks like. And then we'll have to do the same thing on the other side, which I probably won't show. I'll just do one, and then we'll skip on to the next process. All right, great. So now those little cup things are sorted out. I took a little break from doing some more car stuff, and I decided to do some powder coating. And I went ahead and I stripped down the rear subframe, and that was a pain in the ass. I tried to fit it in my blast cabinet. It just wouldn't fit. It's way over there in the corner there. Kind of fit in there, but I couldn't get the whole thing. So I had to resort to propane heat with a little bit of wire wheel action, and it came out pretty good. And I did it in textured satin black powder coat. I think it came out pretty good. I'm happy with that. It's got a little bit of texture. It hides all little imperfections that you can't fix with an iron grinder or a flap disc. In particular, welds like this, it kind of blends it all in nice. It kind of looks like an undercoating, if you will. And I did the door cards as well in the black texture satin. And I think I'm gonna do all the accessory bits inside the car the same thing. Like the radio spaceship housing. I did that in satin black as well, and it came out really good. Yeah, and now those are done. They're too big to leave in the shop. I'm gonna bring these home actually, because if I leave them here in the shop, they just gonna get covered with dust, and I'll have to clean it in the future. And now that these are like all set, good to go, I'm just gonna bring them home for now and clear up some more space, because these are like bigger items and I just want to kind of get more room for when I do the ultimate body work on this, all the Bondo, lead, whatever. It's gonna be a mess in here. Yeah, I figured I'd paint a couple things and I'll bring it home. Kind of like split up the whole plan, I guess, you know, because I know I'm definitely doing those inserts, inside pieces black. Satin black, I think it'll go good. It gives like a little texture. You know, it's not like the best curve and everything on this thing, but once painted, it looks really, really good. Got the inside too. But I think that's the route I'm gonna go with some of the interior bits. Not everything is gonna be satin black, just the aluminum bits that kind of sit in the center console area, radio, instrument panel, the e-brake panel, stuff like that. Maybe the battery trail dude in satin black too. I still have to make a strap for that too in the future, but that can be done in post. But yeah, that's kind of little side quest. All right, I already got my piece trimmed and cut and tack welded in. I'm just gonna finish welding it underneath here and then go back on the inside and do a full weld on the inside. And that'll be that. And then I'll go back and grind these smooth later after that. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. Nice little circle bead there. I'm gonna get this car on the side, back down, and I'll do the inside. All right, guys, so obviously I can't get behind the pipe to weld it, but as you saw, I did get it from underneath, and I'm gonna call that a win. With the rubber boots on, doesn't look half bad. I'm just gonna go ahead now and grind down the underneath sides, make them nice and perfect. They do kind of hang over the pipe just a little bit, and I do not want this push rod going through and rubbing up against the side of any of these welds. I don't think it's gonna. I do think there's enough clearance, but you never know. When the control arm goes up and down, it's gonna bring that push rod inboard more and out, you know what I mean? I definitely don't want it slapping or scratching the crap out of this or making any of that weird screeching noise when I'm driving. So I do need to like open this up just a little bit, and then I'll be happy. I would say that came out pretty good. Got to be happy with that, nice and smooth. Just got to flip it over and do the other side. All right, with those cups checked off the list, a few days I went by and I kind of skipped ahead a little bit, so this might not make sense. But anyways, I did some more work on the inner fenders here, and those of you who are familiar with the minis, there's like that factory little lip, and it's usually bent over on itself, or at least it's protruding forward. And all I did was I sliced it off and I bent it over itself backwards on the inner tub here. And I went around and stitch welded it all and grind it down just a little bit. Doesn't have to be perfect, but yeah, it was just a spot that was gonna gather some water, debris, dirt. It's just gonna rot out over time. So it's easier just to knock down that extra lip, fold it over, bend it back, just weld it. Now after the bottom gets epoxy primered, I will go back and end up seam sealing all these like super tight seams. I don't want to run another weld on the inside of that. There'd probably be more trouble than what it's worth. And for the sill, I did go ahead and I closed off the end here, capped it, welded it, passenger side as well. And I did the same thing with that lip here. Basically, it's just most of you guys know, but it's just this factory lip here on the inner side. And all I did was I sliced it completely off, hit it with a hammer on itself and then welded it shut. I did throw some primer on there on the inside too, but you know, when you weld it, it's probably gonna burn off. But it does give me a little bit more room. Cleans it up quite a bit. All right, and for that, I'm gonna kind of leave it at this one, guys. It's a little bit of a shorter video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Thanks for watching.